dude, being single is freaking sucky and it's freaking hard. Like, everybody's like, oh, but you're so young, and it's like, yeah, I know I have time, whatever, but it's like, dude, some days you just get sick of it. You're like, I have nobody to come home to, I have nobody to make plans with ever, I have nobody's freaking family to spend time with. Like, it's just freaking sucky. And then I don't know, you guys, like, honestly, most days I'm chill, I'm okay with, like, being single, but, like, some days you just get so sick of it, and you just feel so alone, and you're like, literally, where is this person that I'm supposed to spend, like, all of eternity with? Like, where are they? And it just gets hard, and you're like, are they even coming? Like, genuinely, I don't know. I don't know, and sometimes there's just no hope. And yeah, you know, just check on your single friends, because we're holding it together, and some people genuinely are, like, so happy being single, they don't even think about being with anybody else, and that is totally fine. I wish I was like that, and I don't think about my singleness every second of the day, but some days it's just so freaking hard to keep it together and act like I don't want that, because I want it so bad. So yeah, anyway,
by now I'm sure we are all familiar with this male loneliness epidemic, and let me just tell you, my personal opinion on this is that men can never be lonely enough. But there also have been a couple things that have happened recently where I'm like, you know what, maybe you guys are getting lonely. So there was this guy that I went on a couple of dates with, and then I don't know, told him I wasn't interested, and I saw him recently, and he was like, hey, by the way, I unfollowed you on Instagram. And I looked at him, I was like, no, you didn't. And he was like, yeah, I did. As soon as you said that you weren't interested, I immediately unfollowed you on Instagram. And I was like, you literally are like the first person to look at all of my stories. Like, you definitely still follow me on Instagram. You literally liked my selfie yesterday. Obviously, he was like embarrassed, and he's like, yeah, because like you still pop up in my DMs. I'm like, well, I don't DM you, so I saw this morning that he had viewed my Instagram story, so I messaged him, and I was like, being in the top 10 first views, and no follow back is crazy. And he goes, just finished my coffee, had to get my morning creep session in. Like, I can't with you guys, okay? Like, at this point, just follow me back.
I'm not sure what you two have going on, but if it's such a problem, you can block them. Except that you probably like the attention, so you're not going to do that. Which is why you're on here telling us about the attention that he's giving you. It's your morning coffee. In a way, it's a boost to your system.
Today we have how social media has ruined dating. First, we have Cap in the comment sections. Heart emojis, you're perfect, beautiful, stunning, cutie. We're looking at a torta. That's a problem. Number 2, late night DMs. All you out here DMing some gremlins at 3 in the morning. That's problem number 2. And why is that a problem? It's because in the past, also shout out to the TZG Institute of Societal Change for providing us with this graph and this data. From the beginning of time, all the way up until about 2016-17, we had a nice upward trend of the attraction level against the amount of interest being received. Ones didn't get, 10s got all the attention, right? But now with social media, this graph is all up, okay? You got 3s getting 8 level attraction, interest, it's all discombobulated. So, this in turn causes the hoflation effect that we are seeing today. Now, I don't have a solution for this yet. The TZG Institute of Societal Change is working on a solution. But thank you for coming to my TED Talk today and learning more about the issue that we're currently facing.
Good morning. I decided to take some time out of my morning to share with you a list of men that I do not trust, and I don't think you should either. Starting off strong is men in uniform, including mechanics and plumbers. Next, men who try to be a race that they're not. I'm from New York, kind of close to the city. I don't think this needs more explanation. Men who are obsessed with one particular artist, specifically a singer, and only listen to or talk about them. You get in the car, first thing they do, turn on the artist. Did you actually know that back in 05? No, I don't know, and I don't care. Men who have a privacy screen protector, why do you have that? My sister used to have this, and I hated it. I'm so happy her phone broke, and she no longer has one. Men with all bad exes. who's the common denominator? Men who hate feminine women and men who use the word stoic. Good day.
Well, I think we might have forgotten a few of them. I didn't hear you say anything about Chatter Tyrone in there. Are you going to swear them off as well, or they still in the field of play?
Remove sex from a relationship and 90% of women have nothing to offer. Remove money and 90% of women will disappear. Honestly, he nailed it. Women today are useless. Ran through, materialistic, and draining your wallet. You'd be better off flying to Thailand and becoming a passport bro because Western women, not worth it. Got your attention? Exactly. I am so tired of seeing posts like this that are strategically phrased to incite anger amongst all of you. I've watched my male following go from excited and eager about dating to completely turned off by it thanks to the toxic, addictive mindset that all women suck. Look, I get it. Some women suck. And I hear your frustrations about the norms we are trying to reverse. But I also know that there are amazing women who want masculine men and share your values. Posts like this are meant to fuel your rage and keep you hooked on an endless dopamine hit of validating your self-pity. I know the game. And if I wanted to, I could grow my following in a heartbeat by playing into it. But I'm not going to. I've watched my following shrink over the past year because I refuse to feed you hopelessness. This response couldn't have said it any better.
My date just canceled on me tonight because he found my TikTok. And that's really, really unfortunate because this is like the first time where social media has been like a detriment. Not a detriment, but has like negatively harmed me.
Kudos to that man for having boundaries. But unfortunately, he still got a video made about him, which is honestly the entire missed point here. The problem is not that you're on social media. The problem is your content, because if you look at 3 or 4 videos back, every other video you're talking about some date. So yeah, if the man that's looking to take you out on a date finds your social media and your content is all about bashing guys that have taken you on dates, that is a man that is way smarter than signing up for that. Like, I don't know what to tell you, ladies. You think that men agree with you when you think that most men are terrible. Like, most men, especially good men, by the way, they know that most men are good men. I would actually question the men that say that there aren't good men out there, that they're mostly bad men. I would question those guys because I think they might just be projecting. But hey, that's my 2 cents, and let this be a lesson that it's not just about social media, it's how you present yourself as a whole in public, social media or not.
As a gay man with a lot of girlfriends, the 2 most common complaints I hear from my single friends is, 1, that apps have ruined dating because guys never go up to girls anymore to ask them out, which they think is cool if guys have the confidence to go up to them. And the number 2 thing that they complain about is that it's creepy when guys go up to them because they're just trying to have a fun night with their girlfriends out at the bar. So do with that information what you will, and good luck in the dating world.
Well, it seems that I'm screwed either way, so I'll just stay single.
What's your type? Can you approach me?
Yeah,
Can
that's
you
so
approach
true.
me? I'll give you eye contact, but it's just like I gave you 3 seconds, maybe half a second, but like you should know that that's enough. Like that is the welcome in. Like that should be it. That's just like if I look at you and I look away and like you can't smile. You have to like make sure you don't really smile too much, because then that's cringe. It's like you might as well be approaching them. If now you walk up to me, it's like okay, you passed the first test. If your ass stands there for another half an hour, ugh.
So essentially what you're talking about is a glance. A passing glance is what you're saying. I'll give you 3 seconds, and then you spoke right. I'll give you half a second. That's what you meant to say. That's what most women say. I was staring at you for an eternity. No, you weren't. You gave me like maybe a second. And I really didn't even see that you were staring back. To be honest, I looked away by that time. You didn't see any eyes staring at... No, I didn't see or feel any eyes staring at me because I was doing other things. You're not the only person in the club, believe it or not. And this is what modern women do. They give you very, very subtle signs. It's not clear. And then when a man says, don't think I'm going to risk it, then all of a sudden, here we are on podcast talking about how he didn't approach and how he should approach. Be clear in your communication.
Men need women more than we need men. Like, I don't think that anyone realizes that.
I made a video in which I put out my theory that the majority, or at least most men that are single, are not as lonely as a lot of individuals out there would like us to believe. In fact, from the majority of the comments from men, most men have actually found it rather peaceful being single. And this seemed to upset some individuals, and by some I mean some women, some of whom left some very disparaging comments in regards to what they thought of me. But it doesn't matter what they think of me. What I want to know is, why would some women get upset that men are more happy single than they were in relationships? Because I think we all know that sometimes it's worse to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't appreciate you than to be single and be by yourself, where you don't have to worry about impressing anyone or worrying about what they're doing. So why would some be upset about what the guys were saying? Seems rather funny, doesn't it?
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know, and I can try to get the congregation together, and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
I think Allison, I can't remember her name, Allison Armstrong. She said something similar in that she talked about if a man, basically a woman judges a man on how a perfect woman would do something. So if a man doesn't do something how a woman thinks a perfect woman would have done it, then he hates women. So if a man comes up and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" but he doesn't give the effort, or he doesn't say it in a way that the perfect woman would say it, then that lady thinks that the man hates her. Well, a woman would have come up, she would have given me a hug, she would have given me flowers, she would have given me a gift card to go get my face done, my facial, and then a whole spa experience. There was actually a woman that said, if I were a man, then I would be getting women all the time. I would just run my fingers through their hair and tell them how pretty they look, and a whole bunch of other BS, basically is what she said. So basically, if I were a man, I would treat a woman like a perfect woman would treat me, basically. A perfect person would treat me. I'll even extend it. A perfect person. Somebody who knows exactly what I want. Somebody who can understand and see and listen in directly to my thoughts. That's what I'm looking for. If they can't do that, if they can't read my mind, if they can't observe every little moment, then they don't like me.
How does a woman take care of a man?
What do you mean?
How should a woman take care of a man?
She shouldn't have to.
At all?
No.
Then why should a man date a woman?
What kind of question is that?
Like, what value would you provide to a man?
What? That's a crazy question.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have to provide some value to a man.
Then what's the point of the relationship?
What value do they provide to us?
Protecting you providing for you?
This is exactly why so many men are just done with dating. Because I have said this before and I will say it again. A man is taught his entire life how to treat a woman. But a woman is taught her entire life how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Ladies, if you want the benefits of a man, you need to put forth some amount of effort. It doesn't even need to be as much effort as him. It just needs to be something, because that is what indicates to a man that you're actually interested in him. And honestly, when one person is carrying all of the load of the relationship, well, how is that fun?
I personally don't think that treating women, particularly with respect and decency and kindness and blah, 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 should be a left-wing or right-wing thing, just like I don't think that treating men with decency and kindness and love should be a particularly left-wing or right-wing thing. However, in the context of men acting this way, it's typically conservative traditional beliefs that underpin this behavior. I'm sorry it's this way. You've told all the liberal men that everything has to be 50-50 and that you want to be fully equal to him, and he's going to act that out. He's going to expect you to behave in such a way that demonstrates that. And fair enough, you've told him that's what you want. It's no wonder that fertility rates are falling. Everyone is insane. To be honest with you all as well, I think that the sort of social conditioning that I just described around male-female behavior is probably why a lot of men now actively do not want to approach women, and why women, the normal ones, are finding this very frustrating.
Loneliness epidemic? No, I see an epidemic of narcissistic women who discard their men because one day they wake up and they're bored, like out of nowhere. They have this whole life with their man, and then out of nowhere, they're like, I'm bored. And they think that the grass is so much greener, and they want to go out with their girlfriends, because trust me, when you go out, I'm going to tell you about this green grass. When you go out with a group of girls, all you see are other groups of women. You don't see men. It's not 2010. Where you go out and you dress up nice and men are hitting on you left and right. Everybody's broke, bro. And the people who aren't broke, they're not spending their money on dumbass women who walk around like floozies with their tits hanging out. Hey, look at me, buy me a drink. Those days are over. Men want women who are adults, who can self-regulate, are mature, respectful, and they're not doing it until they find women like that. They're happy to stay home.
Men aren't the problem. Women's lack of accountability is, and that's why men are checking out of dating and nobody wants to say it. Women love to complain about men, how men don't want to commit, don't want to date, don't want to put in effort, don't want to do this and that, but rarely do women stop to ask what role they play in the problem. And trust me, girl, I used to be the same way until I realized what was really going on. The truth is, men are tired of being told they're never enough. They're tired of being called toxic for being masculine, tired of being shamed for wanting to lead, and tired of being treated like they're disposable. Why would a man want to date when he's constantly told he's the problem? When every mistake is weaponized against him and every effort is met with criticism or indifference. Add in the fact that so many women are competing with men instead of complimenting them, and it's no wonder men are choosing peace over partnership. Men want to feel respected, needed, and appreciated. When they don't get that, they check out, and honestly, I can't blame them. If you want a man who actually wants to show up for you, maybe start by showing him some respect. Otherwise, don't be surprised when he chooses himself over a relationship.
I've been dating a guy for 4 years off and on. I asked him for $50 and he told me not to get used to it.
I don't want to go in, but I want to ask, is the like going through something? Like, do he need $50 too? Like, are you asking it?
I don't know what he's going through, honestly.
I'm triggered.
Why are you triggered, Ace?
Because she doesn't truly know what he's actually going through. Don't. That man could have gave her the last 50 he had. How the woman that need the $50?
Oh, no.
Judging me for barely having it.
No.
You don't have it at all.
Like you just said, you would fake up like just to see if it's gonna come through. Oh, I don't need your $50, but I want to see if you
I'm getting sick of this. I got a problem with you trying to justify playing with it.
I'm not playing. I'm trying to
sweetheart. You didn't need from him. And then you said you didn't know or care about his financial situation. You don't give a... Okay, mama, you playing with him. If you want to see if it'll do for you, put him in position to do for you. Who give a about you usually want to make other people's lives easier, more pleasant, more joyful. So if they hadn't put no bread on you yet and got 4 years out of you, you didn't warrant that from the jump.
Okay.
Don't pick year 4 to start playing in this face.
Okay.
Why don't they protect me? Why don't they provide for me? Why would a man protect you if all you do is manipulate him? Why would a man provide for you if all you do is run him around in circles? You don't think that would be emotionally taxing for somebody? For people who claim to be emotionally intelligent and can read a room, y'all sure do some stupid stuff. Just completely dumb. I mean, I've been to therapy. I've done the inner work. Is that what y'all are? Is that what they teaching y'all in therapy? Is that the assignments and exercises that y'all doing in therapy?
A lot of men today say they are done with dating. They are staying single. They're out of the game. Kaputski. Because they don't trust women. They don't trust women because women of today are fake. They have fake eyelashes, fake nails, fake hair, fake bodies, even fake personalities. They feel like women don't really love men, generally speaking. They see men as a means to an end. Just deal with men to gain something. And I guess it's similar when women say that they're done with dating because they don't like the nature of men, that they cheat, use women for their bodies, want women to stay in their place. Now men are saying they want to stay single because they don't like the nature of women, that they use men for their money, use their bodies in a different way, as work mules, change my tires, go paint here, move this here, lift this for me. So what are men asking for? They're asking for a little appreciation. They're asking to be loved for who they are, not what they can provide. They want to be seen. Now, is this unrealistic? Getting married, if they have resources and the woman decides she doesn't want to be married to him anymore, she could take half, even if she hasn't contributed to any of it. They don't feel it's worth the risk. Ladies, if you were a man today, would you date women today? Is it worth it? Do men have a point? Are they asking for a lot? To be loved, appreciated, not used, to be seen? What do you guys think?
I listen to a lot of men. I listen, I observe, and I judge. I listen to these guys talk about their relationship problems or their dating problems, their love life issues, whatever it is. And I'm hearing the same. You guys are doing all the same. And it's really annoying. You guys don't listen. You guys don't care. You guys are just being selfish little assholes. And I'm not saying that women are these perfect, little angels either. But from what I'm hearing from a lot of different guys, different ages, different races, different everything, you guys are doing the same. You guys are chasing after women. Which is fine. You're chasing after a bunch of women when you're broke, you're out of shape, you don't have a car, you don't have a career, you don't have a plan, you don't have anything going for yourself. And that's going for the older guys, guys that are in their late 20s and up. You guys are not even in a position to be dating. Because me, myself, I'm not happy dating when I'm broke or anything. I'm not a happy person. I'm not a good person. I don't like myself when I'm out of shape. I don't like you know what I mean? You're chasing after women when you should be focusing on yourself. Also, when you're chasing these women, you're doing everything for yourself. You want this girl to do everything for you. You want her to show up for you, make you feel good. You want her to do you favors. You guys are way too comfortable asking women for favors. You guys are very comfortable asking women for time when you're not really doing anything. You probably aren't even really as great. You're not as great as you think. The time spent with you is not as fun for her as it is for you. Do you does that make sense? And you guys also don't know these girls. You're not getting to know the women. You just you're obsessed with having women and getting the women. And I feel a lot of guys are obsessed with just women liking them. They're obsessed with validation. Yeah. So that's what I'm observing, and that's what I'm judging. I don't like it.
Is she trolling us? Is this, are you serious? Is this a joke? I feel almost quite literally everything that she described. She described a modern woman. That's how I feel. Like everything that she was, almost quite literally everything, almost everything she was talking about sounds like a modern woman.
So I unblocked him and I talked to him and I said, like, I don't like that you said, like, what do I bring to the table? And the reason why is because if you don't see what all value I bring to the table, if any at all, then that means that you don't see me as someone that's worth it or valuable to you. And it's funny because I recently saw a TikTok of another guy talking about this, where he says, like, when guys buy like the Nike shoes, like they don't get the Nike shoes and bring it to the register and say, like, what value do these shoes bring to my life? Like, why should I buy these right now? You know, they don't ask.
No, we don't ask what value Nike brings to our life, because Nike is an established brand that has a reputation of being good quality at a decent price. Brother, we don't know y'all. When we are going on a date and we ask, what value do you bring to the table? It's not supposed to be an offensive question. We don't know you. We're trying to figure that out. For you to compare yourself to Nike would mean that he should already know what value you bring based on your reputation. But if we don't know you, how are we supposed to know that? This goes back to like women thinking we're mind readers. Like, if it's a first date and we ask, okay, if your expectations are I pay for everything, what are you going to do in the relationship? That's all we're asking. Why is this such a hard question to answer? Like, it's actually insane to me that y'all get so butthurt over that question, because you literally ask every single man you go on a date with the exact same question. What's your income? Are you going to protect me? All these questions that you're asking men on dates are, what are you bringing to the relationship? But we're not allowed to ask the same question. And y'all wonder why we've given up on dating.
If there's one thing I know about men, it's this. 9 times out of 10, before they are ready to commit to you, they're going to pull away. And this is something I literally always forget when I'm talking to somebody or when I'm dating somebody, that this happens, but it is literally a biological, genetic, unconscious situation. And why I say it's biological and it's genetic is because if you go all the way back to caveman times, basically what ends up happening is a man needs to know that a woman is going to be able to survive without him. I'm not talking about hyper independence. I'm also not talking about being ghosted. I'm talking this should be about a day to a 3-day long situation. Anything more than that and he's probably just not that interested in you. So why this happened or how it happened is probably something along the lines of he stops replying as quickly, maybe he stops asking as many questions, he's not asking you to hang out. And if everything has gone like pretty perfectly up until this point, then you just need to trust that this is a good thing. And why it's a good thing is because when they are in this pull away state, they're basically in contemplation mode. And it's probably unconscious, they don't even know that they're doing it. But right before a man commits to you, he needs to know that you're going to be okay without him in some sense. That he also gets some sense of independence and that the relationship is going to be able to be maintained because both of you are able to handle a little bit of space. So if you start to feel this happen, the best thing that you can do as a woman is just let him go through his process. Don't ask about it, mostly because he probably doesn't even know what's happening. And don't push for answers or get him to talk to you about it. Like, just let him go through his process, and 9 times out of 10, he's gonna come back and probably you'll end up in a relationship in the next couple of weeks. I just had this situation happen, and even I like forgot that this is a natural process. Like, this happens all the time. And basically what ended up happening is the person that I'm talking to kind of like pulled away. Like, his communication had been really, really great up until this point, and then I felt like, I wonder if this is the thing that's happening. And I'm not even kidding. He ended up texting me. We went back to our normal conversation, like everything kind of resumed. And then he came back and asked me a pretty important question. And it was just all of the confirmation that I needed and internally felt was probably happening to tell me that he was taking a little bit of space to evaluate. So don't freak out. Don't panic. This is totally normal. And most of the time, everything is perfectly fine. But if something feels really fishy or super off, trust that.
This is girl talk. It's not accurate. I can see where it could come from, but no, absolutely not. Listen, that's not even what you're talking about. Is not even a man pulling away. It sounds like a man is just thinking about things. Number one. Number two, did you ever consider that he was busy? A lot of times during the talking stage, people have a tendency to put a lot of energy into establishing trust, establishing rapport. They also really like the person, especially if the person is good company, good conversation. So a lot of the stuff that you're doing in the beginning stages of a relationship, even before you get into a relationship, you could be talking. Y'all are probably going to be hanging out a lot, talking a lot, an extraordinary amount. And obviously, you know the stories of, oh, he was on the phone all night long. And that's why. We're building rapport. This is something new. It'd be the same thing if you went and got a hamburger. Pretty much. I really love this burger place. I've been obsessed with it. But as you've experienced it over and over again, then you start to say, okay, I know it's going to be there. I know that I can depend on it. I know that I can count on it. It's not going to change. I can trust it. Whenever I need a good burger, something nice, there it's going to be. I can go back to eating chicken. I can go back to eating steak. I can go back. And that just means I can go back to working. I can go back to going to the gym on my regular schedule because I know that my woman or my man is going to be there. They're not going to leave. There's certain things that I can go back to doing as I incorporate them into my life, and we make it as smooth as we possibly can. But talking all the time is not going to be sustainable throughout the life or the course of a relationship.
I thought women wanted us to have money. And I thought women wanted us to have money as fast as possible. So I don't see why I'm hopping on here and I see a lot of these fake concerned ass women saying something about us men not going to college. Like, y'all not willing to wait on a man's success because you're not willing to understand the vision that we have. And while some women may get on here and say like, oh, find a woman that understands that. Do you understand how hard that is? Especially when you run to a woman that already got some type of success going on in their life. They need you to get success as fast as possible. Women have a mental head. So it's like, okay, if you're not going to do it in the time frame that they like it, you know, they're going to go to somebody else with money. The average woman ain't finna sit here and understand that I'm in college and I don't have no money for real. I can't take her out for real. I can't get her for real. And I still live with my parents or whatever the case may be. The average woman is not going to understand that now. So I don't understand why it's such an uproar on why a lot of black men not going to college. Why there is other reasons on why. That is one of the main reasons. I'm not sitting here saying every woman is like this, but most women are like this. Even women that are still in college and struggling, they damn self. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, while there's other reasons, like, you know, having no guidance, you know what I'm saying? Or a just simply not wanting to go, or a being complacent, or what a woman would call being complacent, even though he's happy in the position that he is in his life. You may call that complacent. But like I said, while there is other reasons, women want us to have money, especially women that's already successful in the field that they're successful in. They want us to already have it.
He was young, right? He said he's not in college, so he is the age of somebody who would be in college.
I got a kid that is on the football team, and he's 11 years old, sorry. And he said him and his girlfriend broke up. Right? They're in sixth grade. They're in sixth grade. Or fifth grade, I'm sorry. He said me and my girlfriend broke up. I'm like, why, what's up? He's like, she told me I had to pay her phone bill. I'm like, I can't even get a job. You gotta understand that these women are not the same. Like, yeah, you're thinking from a logical perspective, but these 18 to 23-year-old women are completely lost in the sauce with reality and what it really is, to a point where now you're even seeing 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old women saying the same nut shit. I had my daughter in the park pushing her on the swing, and I had to remove her because of I don't even know how old those girls are. They had to be somewhere in junior high. And I'm like, yo, they're talking about cheating and like what they planning on, how they're planning on cheating on their man. Like, but what I'm trying to say is like, what might seem like, oh, this is not reality. The thing is, it's that younger group's reality. And I understand that from like the outside looking in, because it's not my group of people, but it's that group of people, right? Those women are lost in the sauce.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube. All the full episodes are there, so check it out.
So I guess this woman woke up and she decided to hold women accountable. Men do everything for themselves, but you will never hear a man calling himself an independent man. Ding, 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 that is correct. Why would we ever do such a thing? I mean, it's seen as standard in society, right, as it's supposed to be, right? like I said, I've voiced my opinion on this all the time. Men are supposed to be the breadwinners. We're the ones who build society and make it operate. Without us, just nothing would be built. We would probably be rubbing sticks together for fire, like in the Stone Ages. But anyways, enough about that. I just wanted to say that, isn't it crazy how growing up, all of us were told, you know, like, as a guy, you got to get this together. And now, when these girls turn 18, 19, 20, and oh yeah, I got my own car. I pay my own bills. I pay for my nails. You know, I'm going to school. I got an education, right? I got all this stuff. Wait, hold up. That's just adult stuff. You're paying your own bills? Oh my God. Why are we... Have y'all noticed how society, like, even growing up, oh my God, she's an independent queen. Why is that? You're just being an adult. Like, you're just being an adult. And this is what I always say. Like, I don't think, you know, women in society don't understand how much of a preferable treatment they get and how they live life on easy mode. And listen, I'll be the first to tell you right now, my life is hard. And I want it this way because this made me learn a lot of stuff, and it teaches me a lot of lessons. A lot of lessons that if my life had been easy, or if I had been a woman, I would never ever be able to understand. So I'm cool with it, but I'm just saying, why does somebody get preferential treatment and get told and get, you know, applauses and congratulations when they're just paying their own bills? I mean, you are a human being. You live somewhere. Just because you pay your rent, you're not supposed to get a clap or a congratulations. And I already know women are going to come and look at me. Oh, you're just jealous that a woman's making her money and she can finally pay for things herself. But honestly, she's being an adult. Women not being able to own bank accounts is a thing of the past. So I don't know why it's such an accomplishment and these girls get so big-headed when they're saying, oh, I'm paying my own bills. If a man can't do this, man can't do that. I don't, like, you're paying your own bills. You're an adult now. I don't understand. What's the accomplishment here?
I really hate to give this topic attention because I feel like what you give attention to grows, but the red pill narrative needs to be exposed. Last week, someone from the red pill community stitched one of my videos carrying on about why women are single, how we have unrealistic standards, how we will only go for men who are in the top 1% of earners, who are, you know, millionaires, just all of these ridiculous claims that are not true to reality. He was hiding behind a mask. He was carrying on about me being single and how I would never give someone like him a chance to go on a date. I ended up reaching out to him because I was so curious how someone could become like this. How do you get to this point where you honestly believe this polarizing narrative online? He proceeded to tell me it was just rage bait. He started to harass me to go on a date with him. And when I said no, that I wasn't interested because our values don't align, that I would never date someone who speaks so poorly about women, he would not stop. And this is exactly what the red pill community does to men. It makes them believe that they are entitled to women's attention. So this is what he started to say after I told him, no, I am not interested in going on a date with you. And his narrative completely switched back and forth. First, it was all of my videos are rage bait, to this, I can't stand all of you Western women. I offered you my love. I do not know this person. This is a stranger on the internet. So the reason I bring this up is because the red pill narrative, it is keeping men single. Men have lost the ability to have confidence in themselves, to approach women, to actually align with values that are respectable, to accept no for an answer and just move forward. Rejection is a part of life. You are not always going to get exactly what you want. And when someone tells you no, just move forward. There are plenty of fish in the sea. There is such a lack of self-control from men that when women say no to them for a date, for attention, they take it so personal that they start hating all women. And just to clarify, I understand that there is a polarizing narrative that sits on the other side of women against men, which I understand. But I'm talking about the perspective of the red pill community. This is what it does to men. It keeps them lonely. It makes them hate women. It makes them hate people. And it just does nothing to improve their lives. They are being sold a false claim that is doing nothing for them. Most of these men in the red pill community are so lonely and filled with bitterness and hate. They don't want to be lonely. They don't want to be single. They want to be in a loving relationship, but they have dug themselves so deep into the red pill narrative that they have made themselves unattractive to women. Real relationships in real life are not built on this false narrative of men needing to be in the top 1% of earners. And honestly, I had never even heard of red pill until I joined the internet or joined TikTok. So sorry for this long rant, but I feel like it's really important for men and women to understand how damaging this community is.
Well, it's values that are respectable to you. There was a woman that talks about when a man, her husband, by the way, she's married, comes home, he does all the dishes, he does all the doctor's appointments and yada, yada, yada. You know, basically he's taking care of the entire house. And should he ask or should someone expect that of the woman, then she's not going to be doing that and saying that proudly. That's stupid. So my values are basically the man does all the work. I will work outside of the home because that's what I want to do as the woman. I will build a business outside of the home or inside of the home if I want to, because that's what I want to do. I will have a man and kids. I will allow this man to impregnate me because that's what I want to do. Whatever he's got going on, and to a smaller degree, whatever the kids got going on, whatever my family's got going on, that don't mean nothing to me. I got to do what's best for me. Number one, there was a woman, once again, decided it's too much. I got to do what's best for me. I'm married with kids. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get an apartment and a job in another city. And I'm going to be over there for 3 months. Now that man's got to stay in the pocket those entire 3 months. Another woman decides she's going to go on a vacation for 2 months. 2 months. The man says, you know, it's going to make it really hard for me and the kids. I would like for you not to do that. Maybe a month or so. I think he tried to compromise. She didn't want to do it. She went on the vacation for 2 months, came back, I think, to a divorce. I got to look out for myself. It's got to be me. This man, I'm going to wind him up and let him march like a little robot until I'm done playing with him. And whenever I'm done, I'm going to put him back on the shelf. I've got my toys here to mess around with myself. But when I'm tired of those toys and I want a human touch, I'll pull out my man out of the box and he'll give me that human touch along with some sort of romance, along with some sweet nothings in my ear so I can get the full experience and I don't have to pay for it. But I hold the right to say when I want to do something, whenever I want to do it, however I want to do it. And then when I don't want to do it and he would want to do it, I would start crying and telling him that he's trying to force himself on me. And all of the other things. I would call him narcissistic. I would call him abusive. Whatever language I need to use in order to get across my point that I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do. I'm not going to be inconvenienced. I'm not going to be uncomfortable. That is his job as the man. He needs to be out in the cold, out in the sun, out in these conditions, working to the bone to, like one woman said, give me my dream. He needs to be doing that. It's all about me. I don't know who this brother is. I don't know who this brother, what he's talking about. Never seen him, never heard of him. Sorry he did that to you. But for you to be thinking that you're going to expose something, you didn't expose anything. You just talked about how a man was talking crazy to you on the internet. You didn't talk about how women be out here trashing men, talking about men are British trolls. Why would you ever come talk to me? Why would you ever come up to me and try to think that you were in my league and approach me? You don't have enough money for me. You're broke too. What you need to be exposing is how a lot of these modern women say a whole bunch of nothing. They have a whole bunch of nothing. They're losers at their core, unfortunately. But they'll sit up here and talk about how men don't have, men are broke, men can't do, men will never be, men aren't lonely enough. and all that other foolishness. So while you're exposing these guys, expose yourself.
I think I've gone so far down the decentering men rabbit hole that I just like truly do not see the point of a relationship unless you are just like truly obsessed and in love and you admire each other, you adore each other, and you feel so much endearment. And like, unless it's that, why are we doing this? And so many people are just settling to be in a relationship because our world is so relationship and romance focused. It is the axle on which so many of our lives operate, especially women. We are grown up with these fairy tales and all the princess, and you need a man, and you're going to be a great mom someday, and all of this, right? So we are just like wrapped up in this tornado that is being obsessed with romance. And with that comes being obsessed with men and the male validation. Now, I think when it comes to decentering men, I think men actually have to decenter men too. They're not obsessed with romance, but they are obsessed with male validation, 1000%. It's a social thing. But when it comes to decentering, I truly do not see the point of a relationship unless you are like literally so obsessed and in love with each other. And something for me, I'm not interested in marriage and I'm not interested in children. So when you take those things off of the table, it's so thought-provoking and it just sparks curiosity around how do these men view me? Because now the only value I bring into their life is genuine presence. And for me, that's what I want in a relationship. I want genuine presence and joy and security and safety and happiness, right? I don't want kids. I don't want a piece of paper tell me I'm married. I don't want a wedding. I don't want any of it. So when you take those things out of the mix and then you replace it with what a relationship should be, it reveals the fact that a lot of people are A, in just relationships, and B, don't actually want a relationship. They want a marriage and they want children, especially men. A lot of men, I don't hear them saying that I want to be a dad or I want to be a husband, right? Like most women say, I can't wait to be a wife. I can't wait to be a mom. Being a mom is my calling. And maybe it is. I love that for you. I don't hear that from men very often because men want possessions. So they want a wife. They want children. The same way that a toddler wants a puppy for Christmas. It's just a toy. It's a commodity. It's a thing that they can have and extend their bloodline. I'm sorry. What's in your bloodline that's so important for our society? Like, let's just be so for real. No one's bloodline is that important. So this is how deep into the decentering rabbit hole I have gone in the last year of my life. And I know I'm not alone, but truly when you are single and you like rip yourself out of that matrix and black hole that is like romanticizing romance and men, you just cannot unsee it. You can't unsee it.
We're not actually obsessed with romance. You're obsessed with validation. You're obsessed with the high of what comes with romance, the byproduct of it. You're not really obsessed with love, or at least a lot of modern women aren't. They're obsessed with the attention that they think comes from love. The good attention, the attention that gives them the good feelings. That's how y'all get love bombed. He's saying all of these things. He's telling me he's going to do this. The feelings of love. But actual love, you don't like. Actual love, you don't really want. Actual love is all of those things. Oh, I really love this person. I want to dedicate to this person. Okay, then. Really? Well, then show me. Show me your dedication to this person. Oh, I could spend every day of my life talking to this person, just being around this person, just learning from this person. Okay, show me. This person's sick. You show me how much you love this person. Oh man, I had to run all day to the doctor's office and I had to sit in dialysis and I had to go take him to chemo and life has been hard. Show me that you actually love them. That's also a part of love. Unfortunately for you, that's in the vows. Better or worse. Y'all like the part of better. Y'all like the part of health. Y'all even like the part of sickness or worse, as long as you're being taken care of. As long as the bills are paid, as long as everything's okay in my world, it don't matter to me what you got going on. That's what y'all think about romance. Y'all's definition is skewed.